What's up, upgraders? I'm standing before the legendary Lake Geneva, one of the most beautiful places in the world. At the formidable footsteps of the headquarters of the World Economic Forum. I'm surrounded by some of the world's most relentless industry disruptors, Fortune 50 CEOs, entrepreneurs, astronauts, Grammy Award-winning musicians, and global change makers. Today isn't only just another summit, it's the Young Global Leaders Annual Gathering on one of the planet's most exclusive forums for bold ideas and shifting world impact. I'm gonna have a chance to show you exactly what happens in the four walls and have an exclusive meet with the founder himself, Klaus Schwab. You're not going to want to miss this one. I'm about to shed some light on some real shit. Let's go.
So who's here? Look at this crew. They run billion-dollar Fortune 50 companies. They launch rockets. They are actors, influencers, Grammy Award-winning musicians. You name it. They're across sectors of health tech, AI, science, technology, finance. They're all there. Heads of state, royal families. Need I say more? They change how the world works day after day. Imagine hanging out with people who don't just dream and change things. They are the industry. Wondering what a YGL is? Well, YGL stands for Young Global Leaders. Klaus Schwab started this group 20 years ago to bring in people who think big and do bigger. Who are the list? Well, how about Jack Ma of Alibaba, Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Zuckerberg, and even royals. These folks have shaken up tech, politics, art, media, and more. How do you get picked? Getting picked is tough. You have to think like a rocket scientist, act like a world leader, maybe even be cool enough to go to space. Most important, you gotta be under 40 years old. Only 100 people make it each year. It's like trying out for the Olympics, but for global change. You could be nominated by a Fortune 50, you could be the royal head of a nation, you could be nominated by someone within the WEF themselves, or you could be nominated by the president of your country, or in the case that you actually already are the president of your country, perhaps you could nominate yourself. Oops moment number one. When I was invited to perform for WEF, I thought it was a news organization. Newsflash, it's not. It was a summit of the world's biggest leaders. After my performance, I got a telephone call from Klaus Schwab himself. He loved what Tectonic Music is doing by helping with music to bring hope to disaster zones. He said he wanted to nominate me to become a YGL, and I was like, wow, thank you for the honor and the consideration, and I just have one question. What is a YGL? He quickly said, well, you need to go on the website and you need to do some research and don't tell anybody because we will do a global announcement later this year. Then you can take some magazine interviews or whatever else you want. So it turns out there is a long lineage of famous artists who have been members and presenters at WEF. From Michael Jackson to Bono of U2 to Madonna to yours truly and a list of younger and even cooler artists.
Tahun ini aku mendapat kesempatan untuk menjadi bagian dari Latas. Warga bakalan kesambet sama 12 rock di
most important roles that I've ever had to play in my career.
What happens behind closed doors at the summit? Well, what are all of these industry-making lunatics up to? At the summit, we learn from the best of the best, talking about AI, money, finance, saving the earth, and even making new tech happen. We tour famous places like CERN, the NASA of Europe, and the United Nations. I even crashed a barbecue with Klaus himself and his family. Just another Friday, right? Just kidding. I was invited, I think. Reflection time. In the past, I had done so much homework on who would be at these conferences and what their field of professions were. This year, I came in with zero plans. And the result? The best year ever. The chats over coffee breaks to jogs around the lake, I was met by inspiring people everywhere. Sometimes the best plan is to have no plan at all and let life flow. Name drop alert. I met Thomas Crampton, who's a media genius, and a mental health pioneer, Sanju. I also met one of my best friends there, who was actually from the same hometown, Brian Wong, who was an early internet pioneer who worked with Jack Ma, and now he's creating a social media platform to help amplify China youth voices globally. These people all turned from random hellos into lifelong connections and ideas that will change the world. We've even featured a few of those classmates in this Upgrade Me channel, so click around and learn with us. We don't bite hard. My biggest upgrade, my Shanghai story. Opening our first Asia office in Shanghai was a shock to my system. Big times, big stress, new languages, way different ways of doing business, cultural changes 24/7. Luckily, I found a market entry consultant who broke down the business game in Asia for me, helping me go from completely clueless to less clueless. Actually, it was super helpful. I still use many of those metrics and tips from those days to optimize my life and my business. In fact, if this episode gets 1,000 likes, I'll share the full playbook. Lifelines in the ups and downs. Building things is hard and lonely. Some of you might remember I spent almost 2 years isolated on a Japanese mountain during COVID. And that's not one episode, that's a full movie. During those dark times, barred from entering China's closed borders and distant from my friends and family, we lost money, we lost homes, we lost concerts. We even hired stand-ins to perform as me while I kept my head straight, trying at least, by training like Rocky in the mountains. Spoiler alert, I was losing my mind. Through it all, many YGL friends stepped up who had faced their own battles and helped me see a way forward. Now, I always try to find a way to give back, sharing what I've learned about patience, about anger, about forgiveness, and how to turn hardship into strength. You want a deep dive on that? I've got thousands of hours on that journey. So, why does this all matter? Leadership isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about sharpening yourself on others like steel sharpens steel. You get close to the best, and you too become better. Here's the real deal. You don't need fame, money, or a title to make a difference. Start small, be kind, hustle hard, and help others. The world opens up for you when you show up for someone else. What's your move this week? Help somebody take a tiny step towards the life they want. Small wins add up. Questions? Thoughts? Shoot them my way. I'll answer them in the comments or perhaps even in a future episode. Maybe we'll do a full special on your question. Until next time, keep on upgrading you. If you enjoyed today's episode, please don't hesitate to comment, share, like, subscribe, and head over to our Patreon page where supporting keeps help this show as high quality as possible, connecting with the greatest guests in the world, and keeping motivational leaders of industry coming straight to you with those tips to keep you upgrading. Stay safe, stay strong.